What is up, my Taurus party people? You all get the biggest hug and the biggest cupcake because you were my most viewed. And this is your bonus. This is not to be confused with the extended. If you're a membership, that's still coming too. And if you want to become a member, you get all 12 extendeds. But Taurus, back to you. You're the real MVPs. Lots of views on the Taurus video, so you get a bonus. You get a bonus and a hug and a cupcake. I wish that I make really good cupcakes too. I wish I could give you all individually cupcakes and hugs, but for now the bonus reading will have to suffice. This is if you are Taurus Sun rising, if you have lots of second house placements. Just occurred to me I'm hungry. Is that because I'm doing the Taurus reading? All right. Let's see what. Let's do like a little bonus reading. Also, my astrology of the day and tarot for the day that I post on clock apps and the book of faces and the gram. But the gram makes me split it up. So don't watch it there. That's up. I go over like what the moon is doing and how that may make you feel and the conversations the planets are having, so that like all the external and internal stuff may feel like it makes more sense to you, because astrology is the best sanity checker that there is. I'm pulling a lot of stuff, which is why I'm looking around. When I'm looking around, I'm not looking at anything. I am seeing what they're showing me. Okay, interesting, because Virgo also got an extended reading and they got the Tower in reverse. You've got the Star card. That was the first card that came out. The major theme of this love reading is the Aquarian. And by the way, you have Taurus, you have Jupiter and Uranus in your sign right now. So as we get closer to April, when those two are gonna hug, there might be some financial opportunities too there, but you know, for now they're having separate conversations with like Mars and Venus, and so it's been pretty interesting. So here's the Star card, and there's healing. There's a pause on whatever was going on that you were leaving. Now, I don't always mind when I have the Six of Swords in reverse, because the thing I always say about the Six of Swords, and if you know, you know, and if you're new to this community, welcome. I will kind of talk about the cards and the energies and how that relates to, like, you know, trauma manifested behaviors, blah blah blah. Swords are thoughts. They are thoughts, they are words, they are communication style, they are the things that keep us up at night, and they are the ways that we tell somebody we're angry or we love them, or and what we tell ourselves, right? Which is the most important conversation we're having. We're having that one daily. When we put all of our thoughts and our communication styles in the Six of Swords to leave choppy waters or smoother waters, we are taking those communication styles with us. We are taking the thoughts, whether they are healthy or self-sabotaging. Maybe they're a little bit of both. Maybe it's a combo platter, right? But we're taking them with us. So you may have been, right? It feels like you felt the need to like leave or escape something or get away from something that felt impending, like it was, this was, I gotta go, right? Because you don't want that to be this. Tower card, if I didn't say that. There may be pause. And it's really interesting because they're like Jupiter and Venus, Mars and Venus were together for a long time, which is like acting on what we want, acting what we desire, acting on how we want to see that abundance and love and value show up in our lives. And then they started to separate. And then there was Mars Jupiter, but while Mars Jupiter was going on in the sky, we had a void, of course, moon, which means the moon was not making any major conversations with anyone important in the sky. And so it kind of is like a dud, right? Like things don't do well, plans that are made probably won't get followed through on, or they'll have to get changed or whatever, right? And now today, as I'm making this, the moon is in Scorpio in your opposite. But it's in this disseminating phase. So like after the full moon, thinking about what we want to do with what we've been alerted about, where the check engine light went on in our lives. Now that we know the information we need to know, and we are going to reap the results from whatever wherever that was ripe, wherever we picked from, how are we distributing that? Are we being thoughtful? Are we being contemplative? Which we should right now. So this energy fits big time in healing, the wish fulfillment. All right, let's get some more detail. I love it. I love it, Taurus. By the way, do you like my Taurusy background? We can have a hug and a cupcake, and then we can take a nap. What else do you want, right? What else is there, Taurus? Yeah, you've been doing your own work. There's a lot of healing. So before, it's like not jumping from the pan to the fire. Sorry, more stuff is coming in. Not jumping from the pan into the fire. Like before you make the next move, you just want to make sure that you're fully looking at everything and you don't end up the way that you just felt like you needed to leave. The healthiest, most productive, most helpful things we can do for ourselves in our lives is to take a second and contemplate and look and see, even if somebody did you dirty, even if they did you grimy, even if you didn't do anything wrong and they did all the wrong things, we still have to maybe take a moment to look at what pattern could this be repeating, how we possibly allowed it when we ignored the red flag, because at some point there was a red flag and we ignored it out of love, out of compassion, right? Out of feeling like, well, I have flaws, so I have to put up with their flaws, whatever it may have been. But you're just making sure you're not repeating cycles right now. That is very clear. That is very clear. Let's get more details. What is going to happen then after the pause? After the pause. And again, this is kind of like a love reading. I mean, it's be in love with yourself first. So yeah, okay. There's going to be a little discomfort before there's comfort, before there's balance. There's going to be a little discomfort. Also, I just don't think that you're going to acclimate to things being so out of balance before you turn around and go, oh shit, what kind of situation are we in now? There's going to be a little discomfort, but part of that discomfort is not doing this. You may have ignored things before. I don't think you ignored things that had to be done. I think you get shit done. I think you ignore the things that have emotional ties that you didn't want to, that would have made everybody uncomfortable, right? That would have like messed stuff up. Dysregulated anything, huh? That is an interesting feeling I just got. Let's see if the cards confirm it. Tell me something good for Taurus. What's coming next? That's probably too the let's see how we can change the communication to myself, my boundaries, because swords can also be boundaries. And then we have this no longer letting things. Also taking on the idea that you have to balance everything. And it's okay when things are out of balance because that's the check engine light on. That's to show you. Inside of me, where you saw me for parts. Queen of Cups. This is so interesting. We have the Five of Swords. You don't have to be on the ready anymore. We have Five of Wands, so conflict in reverse. So the end of some kind of internal conflict. I mean, that is all. There is deep healing, deep wish fulfillment. There is pause and contemplation, looking at how can I not if I'm interested in this next person, this next situation, this next move in my life for me, for my own happiness, what can I not take with me that was, in my own way, as we say? Letting things, feeling like things have to be perfect on the outside, that's a problem. And that's also sometimes a Libra thing, because that's a Venusian thing, right? Things look nice, and we will sacrifice our inner peace for things looking. Let me explain. When you get these two cards like this, so the inner conflict is not as much of an issue anymore. So less inner conflict. We love this. Queen, beautiful Queen of Cups. I like her green hair. Beautiful Queen of Cups. This is nurturing, giving. And that is the thing too. I don't think you're willing to lose that. A lot of times we get that advice of like, bitches get the good guys and all this, you have to be a shark. And there are plenty of people that like, I don't want to be mean. I don't want to be mean. I just want to be happy, and I want to not have people walk all over me, and also not be, this is still nurturing. This is still caretaking energy. And not if you're mean, if you have boundaries, you're not, but don't want to feel like you have to go through this world cold or rejecting other people or anything to get through this, or to not make it happen again. And so, oh yeah. So there's this big, and honestly, I've been seeing this in readings and everywhere else. It seems like very thematic of the energy lately, where it's like, I will examine my part in this cycle, even if I didn't do anything wrong. I will examine what needs to change, because what cannot change, and what I refuse to allow to be the case, is that I have to shut myself off from all people, all love situations, and I can't trust anyone anymore. I don't think that you're willing to do that. Five of Swords, very interesting. I actually watched John Edwards, whom I love. He's just wonderful. Pull a Five of Swords once as an answer to a question. One, I was confounded, interested, and intrigued that John Edwards, master medium, would be pulling a card, right? But he pulled the card and he said, the battle's over. You already did everything you have to do. You just have to like relax about it, right? And that completely makes sense, right? This Five of Swords is on the ready. So it's like, you want to be this Queen of Cups. The inner conflict, whatever you were having, feels like bad self-esteem about yourself, and being scared to follow your passion because you think that that's just going to get you hurt again. We're moving into this new situation. Open up to love again. We are open up a love again. We're a little not off. Like, we're still a little on ready. We're still a little on ready, Taurus. Let's pull cards. Let's ask about the other person. What can you tell us about this next person coming in, or the person they're already dealing with? Taurus's person. Let's get, okay. Okay. Okay, you may know them because they're an advocate. They fight for something. They may be somebody who like advocates for others. They are a protective energy. They make you feel safe, but they're like probably somebody who does something good for other people as well. I'm sorry, what? The King and Queen of Wands came out when I asked about this new relationship, this person. Listen, there's a lot of stuff moving. There is a large amount of people on this planet kind of understanding things they didn't understand, and not being bogged down by other things in this world. I said back in the fall of 2021, that there was a section of like the other part of divine kind of waking up, but it would take years because that's the process of you. We don't have like a spiritual awakening and then wake up every morning in the lotus position, meditating and understanding all the secrets of the universe. It's a journey. I feel like now is when you're going to see a lot of these couples, people finding each other. This is the second time that this has happened, I want to say in the last 3 months. Besides that, for all the tarot cards that I have pulled in my life, I couldn't begin to count all the times I've done readings, whether it's on here or another app or in readings, which that's all the time, right? It is very, 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 very rare for the king and queen of the same suit to come out together, not maybe in the same reading, but together on top of each other like this. Taurus, when you know, you'll know. Like when this comes in, you will know. And you'll be at the same energy. That is the thing. It's not like it's starting out like a page and then it moves to the knight and then it's moving into the king. No, it's the king and the queen. This is a divine couple, and you may end up doing something with them work-wise, or you might work together for some of you. Getting that advocate card, and then so lots of wands here, man. And the 5 of wands for 5 of wands in reverse. Also, I feel like that may be about any kind of like little pulls you had for some of you that are getting out of anything. You might have been like, done. I'm done. Like, been done, coffin nail done. And then for some reason in the last month or something, there's a little thing that creeped in that either gave you sympathy or like pulled on your nostalgia around this person. And whatever little conflict was left over, whether that was conscious or subconscious, it's gone. About whoever was, but whatever is coming up, or your person that you've been like trying to make it work with, man. Please subscribe, by the way, if you haven't. I would love that. I would appreciate it. Also, I do a lot of things in the community page and giveaways and free stuff, or discounted stuff all the time. And you won't know if you're not subscribed. But I appreciate it. This is an energy exchange. I appreciate the subscribe. Also, I'm running a special. But there's links and buttons and all that stuff. I'll put something up on it's officially being run now, and into the month of March, because it's wild in March and April. And that is just, where did the card go? Like flew away. Did anybody else see a card fly? It flew back into the pile. Yeah, there's just so many major transits going on in March and April and March. So I'm running a little, which I normally don't like, running a special. Okay. Dream come true. Taurus. I love. I love this for you. All of this Uranian energy in your sign. I know it does not feel like a picnic. I know the nodes did not feel like a picnic. I know the eclipses did not feel like a picnic, but hear me out. What that does, Uranus, one of my most favorite classes that I've ever taken was a master class on Uranus, a year or so ago. And one of the things that we spoke about in that class is that Uranus is even its wonky orbit, right? It looks like all it does is disrupt and surprise, but really it's disorganizing so that we can reorganize in a way that aligns and makes that sacred and marriage with our higher selves and our 3D selves and what we can be capable of in this journey at this moment. And wherever you are at this moment in your journey and with yourself and your relationship with self, that is exactly where you're supposed to be. That's exactly where you're supposed to be. Taurus, I love you. Now you love you. Hug and a cupcake. You know where all the buttons are, and I will see you soon. Thank you again for all the views. Bye.